Welcome to You Decide. We give you information, facts, and analysis. And I have with me here Otumba Bode Oseni.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for having me.
Well,
Good morning, Doc. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Doctor. Good morning, viewers.
Thank you, my Lord Spiritual.
you're welcome. Do we decide? No, you decide. Thank you for watching Ben Television. This program is You Decide, and this is a special edition. Well, we have to just patching into the Leicester fairy tale, and which gives us a load of meanings, where the underdog could be the top dog. Many people have been calling to discuss the implication of the underdog becoming the top dog. I was watching Alistair Campbell the other day and talking about the strategy and tactics and objective of how to be a winner. Everyone wants to be a winner. The Leicester fairy tale takes us into different things. You could patch into the Leicester fairy tale. It's all over the world. Everybody is having a bite of it. My name is Shegun Johnson, and today is special. I have in the studio with me, as usual, Otumba Bode Oseni. Otumba Bode, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, Dr. Johnson, and good morning, viewers.
And all the way from Toronto, Canada, we have Reverend Amos Daly Dada, a chemical engineer, and who has got a great insight into engineering. His PhD is in chemical engineering, and we are glad we have him all the way from Canada. You're welcome to our program, sir.
Very much welcome.
We understand you have written a book on anti-corruption.
Exactly.
We'll be wanting to hear from you how you can turn all those corrupt nations back into real life. Well, also we have in the studio, as usual, Lady Yemi. Lady Yemi, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning, Doctor. Good morning, viewers.
And last but not the least is our own man, Nat Yakwa. Nat, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning,
Honorable.
my Lord Spiritual.
Yes, not a
Morning, audience.
It's Leicester fairy tale. They won 5,000 to 1, and nobody could believe it. Maybe that could be you. Everybody has given up on you, and they never thought you'd make it. But if you are focused, if you are there on a routine basis, constantly doing it, maybe you could win. Who knows? Let me leave it to my colleagues. Otumba, how did you take that fairy tale?
Good news, and it says clearly that if we are determined,
Yeah.
I think it's all about determination of these people. And another thing I picked up from it was they were just playing, even though there's the manager want them to win. But as you can see, they play like, well,
They played as a team.
yeah,
did
yes,
they?
and also, unlike the other highly funded or financed teams like Chelsea, Man U, and so on, or Arsenal, their planning did not generate what we now see from Leicester. So
Okay.
for me, Leicester put a lot of perseverance, determination, and they believe in themselves. And they won.
Otumba has put in the monetary side of it. He said Leicester, actually, the whole of the Leicester team, they paid £23 million. Chelsea was over 300 million, so also Man City. Nat, how do you see that? Money doesn't necessarily is not necessarily the answer to one's problem, is it?
No. The Leicester thing is a glaring picture that money is not everything. It goes a little way or a long way, but the end result is the human resources involved.
I was just coming to Yemi on that.
Yes.
Lady Yemi, having watched this, the whole of the world saw jubilated with Leicester. And we understand that it has affected the psychology of many people, thinking, oh, people thought you are hopeless, but you can make yourself somebody. How do you think people are taken, even though it was the world of football, but people are taking it into different parts of this world?
Well, I'm not really that much into football. Well, I do congratulate them. They've done a very good job. In terms of the psyche, it's a very, very good lesson, especially to youngsters who have given up, especially to individuals who have, thought themselves out, that they believe they can no longer, perform or meet up to expectations. It also goes to show that money is not the only investment that you can make into things. They invested their time and their energy, and it paid off. So at the end of the day, the psyche is right. I think people are happy that this has come out the way it is, and it has given a lot of people hope and inspiration to move on, even though not in football, but in their own different endeavors of life. So yes, congratulations to them.
Pastor Dada, I know you live in Canada, and you may not know. You know what we're talking about. Is the Leicester is football, and Leicester is known. What's your immediate reaction to this fairy tale?
I think it's a very impressive outing. And while I'm hearing what you're talking about, what comes to my mind is quitter never wins.
Wow.
And winner never quits.
Come on.
No matter what it is, if you don't quit, your future is bright. If you quit, you lost it. There's nothing anybody can do for you. So, looking at what they have done, I think that is the driving force. That's their passion. They refuse to quit. They are not looking down at the fact that they were at the base. They were not looking down at the fact that everybody has written them off, and here they are.
And so money doesn't matter. You are from a poor family. It doesn't matter the amount of monetary input in your life. You can still make something with small.
I was teaching somewhere yesterday, and that's what I'm saying. That it's not much about your background.
Okay.
It's not much about your past. It's about you articulating yourself and saying, I can make it. I was making a reference to somebody like Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was 6 months in the mother's womb when the father died. Yeah. He was raised by
a single parent.
A single parent. He even had a stepfather who was very abusive. So, and look at him now. This is not just that he became the president of America. This man, he will give a speech, they are paying him 500. So it is about how you believe in yourself. It is about saying that, look, it's not my background, now I'm here, what can I do? The other philosophical way of looking at it is not about the rear window or the rear mirror. It's about the windshield.
Okay.
Wow. You have a brighter future, which is wide, which you can launch into. So this is an inspirational phenomenon, as we say, that if every youth can tap into it, every industrial personnel can tap into, even those who are in the church ministry can tap into that. Look, as long as I keep believing, and Paul puts it in another way, say, I don't behave as if I have arrived. One thing I do, I press forward to the mark. So as you continue to press forward, you will succeed. Maritally, it works also. You think your marriage is over, you don't quit, you say, look, let me put everything here. You will see a turnaround.
It is when you quit that it is over. If you don't quit, it's not over.
You pack out of your husband's house for one reason or the other. That's your problem. If you remain there, you are thoughtful, you are prayerful, you are believing in it, you are saying, God, join me and my husband together. We are going to succeed. It may be hard today, tomorrow will be bright. You will succeed. Don't quit. Just don't quit. Keep pushing.
We have been told, yes, Nat, we've been told about...
I think Winston Churchill said, never say never.
Never say never, yeah.
And Leicester as a city, this is just a top-up. DNA, Leicester. Thomas Cook, Leicester.
Oh, okay.
So along the centuries, they have always
brought something
a surprise.
Of note.
Yes.
Well, somebody said it was a teamwork. Nobody is special in this team. Who wants to say something on having a teamwork?
Again, like I said, it's a group thing. It's all of them believing, and again, you set out in a project that you want to win that project.
Yeah.
There's no there's no team that doesn't want to win.
No I in a team.
Yes, and when you look at all what they put into it, it got into a point that they already they stay focused, and they know exactly what they want.
Yeah.
And also back up with their manager, who will also go down in history because
The manager has never won any international.
Even the Leicester they never won anything like this. This is the first time in how many years?
In 132 years.
So really, it's all a question of how much perseverance and how so, like Riley said, how much focus and determined and willing.
Yeah.
You understand? All this you need to put into action.
It's strange that all of these words are coming out from football.
Yes.
Normally, a lot of people, some women are not interested in football. Some children are not old enough to know what football is about. But it's so inspirational that this is all coming out of football. All these words about teamwork and never quitting. So that goes to show that anything and anyhow, any situation can be an inspiration.
Winning, you see, winning is very important. You cannot come to this world and be losing and be a loser. There must be a time you must rise up and win. So everybody identifies with victory. You must be victorious. It must be a mentality. And if for any reason you find yourself on the floor, gather yourself together, move on, like the man of God said, do not give up, move up.
Look at the front mirror, not the back one.
Yeah. It's about the shield, not the rear mirror.
Otumba was talking about Winston Churchill. I remember reading something about him too. You know, when he was old and was about to die, and this group of people invited him, you know, to make a speech. And it took him a long time to say, look, what else do you want me to say? But at the end of the day, he got there, you know, and he stood for about 5 minutes, and all he said, don't give up.
Wow.
Don't give up. Don't give up. 3 times. And he sat down. And they paid him a lot for that.
Wow.
But that's the message. But this is precisely what we are learning from this one. Don't write yourself up. Don't denounce yourself. Don't demonize yourself. Don't say, look, the environment is too hostile. The environment is not working for me. Things are this are... No. Look at what you can do. I tell people what they call medulla oblongata is given to you for a purpose.
That's right.
Come out.
That's the brain, just in case.
Something is there. Something is there. You know, one night, all I was praising God, there is something in my brain that the world is waiting for. It must come forth. And so the teamwork factor is there. All the people are saying, look, this is brawn and brain when you are talking about football. But the combination of that one is what put them together.
Now that you are talking about brain and brawn, and you are talking about medulla oblongata and gray matter and all those things, maybe we should just say something about parents in England saying they don't want their children to do a SAT test anymore, and they withdrew their children from school yesterday. What was your immediate reaction, Yemi?
Well, I was a little bit surprised that mothers could go to that extent to voice their opinions on any matter. Taking your child out of school doesn't solve anything, even if it's for a day or two. You have to instill in that child the need to always search for education. They're complaining about the tests, but you've taken them out for a day or two and they've missed out on other lessons. So I was a little bit surprised that they went that far. But having said that, I think they do need to look at the curriculum of the children. They do need to look at what they think their children are getting, and if they are not satisfied, they should be able to have a way of coming out and saying it.
How did you react when you saw that there were some children didn't go to school yesterday?
Well, 2 things come to mind.
6 to 7-year-olds.
Yeah, 2 things come to mind, and I think the parents believing that they are fighting a kind of unjust system or law or whatever that they want. They're using that method to protest their disagreement with the system. But having said that, I want to agree with Lady Yemi that at the end of the day, it now comes to who is going to give way to who. If they end up, I cannot imagine that they will be able to sustain not allowing their children, and not all of them anyway, not allowing their children not to go to school because of their disagreement with the.
They said they wanted the government to hear them when they withdraw their children.
Two things in it for me. They're using it to ring the bell. Also, they are at the same time using that to leverage their argument. But for how long can they stand it? You know, that's the thing.
Yes.
My first reaction was, who is taking the test? Is it the children or the mothers? This is a national calamity because UK is always going backwards. It's not preparing your next generation to compete favorably with other nations in EU or the world. You cannot start encouraging laziness because it is laziness.
But they said it's a comprehensive. They want comprehensive assessments every day by day, not the one that they study just for the exam, and therefore it has its own disadvantages. That's their point.
I mean, as we are talking now, the children in this country lag behind within the continent. Not to talk of encouraging them again, not to work hard. You are talking.
You're an academic yourself. What do you say to that?
When you talk about arts, I don't know much about what is going on in UK, like you said. I just came yesterday. But I see SAT as an evaluation process. There is no way you want to train your children, you must not have a standard evaluation system. So if SAT is the standard evaluation, which the parents themselves went through, if they don't want SAT, they must look for a viable way to do things. But from what I'm hearing from you, the argument that at the end of the day, they will just do continuous, if the children themselves are not focusing on a terminal examination, there is no push. There's no push. They will not be committed to it. No, there must be something that will decide the shift or the wheat from the tares.
But do you think we're seeing it from the African point of view, not from the European
Where
point
it's
of
always
view?
exam.
Yeah, where it's exam. Do you think that, and because of our generation, we went through multiple examinations, first term, second term, third term, apart from all the tests.
Well, that's what makes us who we are. Go to US today, they will tell you the best brain, the best educated people are Nigerians.
Yeah.
That's what goes us. So if you are pushing your children not to see education in a way that it should be seen, you are missing it. You are giving them a signal of destruction. You know, part of what we do apart from writing books and church planting is what we call leadership forum, which we call International Gathering of Eagles. And we run a conference globally, you know, from nation to nation. And what are we talking about? We are talking about you not being a chicken. We are talking about you becoming an eagle. You are focused.
That's right.
You know there is a place you want to go. You know there is a higher standard you want to maintain. How do you get to that place? Not by shaking out from evaluation. No. You must have something you are pushing toward. So for them, the parents are missing it. It is, you must find a way, a better alternative that you want the people to do if you think this one is wrong. But the major focus is that, look, children, you must value education. You must value education and go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't give them a way that to make them, you are not defending them, you are destroying them.
Yeah.
You are not helping them at all.
And we have been experiencing major challenges in education in this country. I'm talking of the United Kingdom, and it has come to head that even the Minister of Education was booed by the teachers. So we're having all these challenges.
Yeah, and quickly, and I also want to agree with the argument of we need to get these children at this age to understand the values. When a couple of days ago, I have a 9-year-old boy that I find it difficult to even spell his own name. and that is the truth.
And we used to sing a song in Nigeria, Jumble, my son, I sent you to school, you can't even spell your name. How many of us remember that song? So I would like to sing it on camera.
So I really understand. I really understand that. But then, having said that, even though those of us who are grilled and made to do all the learning of this world, and we excel, we have all the brain of this world, and so what did we do with it? That is,
Okay, all right. We have a special guest amongst us, Dr. Dada Amos Daly Dada from Toronto, Canada. He's written a book on corruption, shall I say anti-corruption. We are going to ask him to define what corruption is in a moment, but I want to say that corruption is not only stealing of government fund. There are so many kinds of corruption. Being anti-Semitic that we found in Labour Party in recent days, and exposing them is a kind of corruption. The Fulani herdsmen killing and the government not talking about it is a kind of corruption. We want to take in a global form what corruption is, what corruption is not, and let's hear from someone who has written a book on it, to the rescue. This one,
Say no to corruption.
Say no to corruption, to the rescue. Say no to corruption. We really want to know what corruption is and how do we go about it. How many people are corrupt? They don't even know they're corrupt. Doctor, please, you've traveled all the way from Canada to come and bless us. What is corruption?
Thank you very much. To me, it's a great privilege to talk about corruption. Corruption is simply doing what is wrong when you know what is right, destroying the future.
Wow, has a big one.
You know what is right, you refuse to do it, you are doing what is wrong, and you know the implication, not just for yourself, but for the future of the community, whether it's a nation, whether it's a company, whether it's a church, whether it's a family. Corruption is a cankerworm. Corruption is doing the wrong things when you know the right things to do. Corruption is using your privileged position, abusing that position at the detriment of your community. Corruption is looking at yourself alone at the expense of the people you are to manage. Corruption.
One immediate question. So corruption is not about government officials alone.
No.
Thank you.
No. It's not. You don't become a government official in a day. It is what you have been. It is what you have been. You know, when you talk about leadership, you talk about what you have been before recognition.
That's right.
Before you have a title. Michelle Obama said something. He said the presidency does not determine who you are. It reveals who you are.
Wow.
You know, who you are is discovered by your leadership style. The people get to that place, they begin to do it. You can be pretending nobody saw you, but when you now get to that power, you now bring out your character,
self. Yeah.
your true self. And because you said somebody says I'm not a thief, you have not been exposed to material to steal. It is when you are exposed to material to steal and you don't steal that you say you are not a thief. Most people have not been they've not been caught because or practice what they are talking about because they've not had the opportunity. So you see people in power, they now have the opportunity, they have access. I mean, we will talk much in details, but you have access to the CBN, you have access to this one, and you just bypass all protocol. Take national money and spend it as if, no. And I say it, if you are a teacher, if you are a farmer, if you are a leader in the industry, even in the church, there is a process. The fact that you are the president of the church doesn't mean you just take there and take any money anyhow. There was procedure. There is a purpose for it. There is something. You have an outfit here now. You can't say you are the head of this place. Just give me money. But no. You will run down the place. There is a system, there is a protocol that you have to follow. Anything not doing that one is corruption.
Okay, let me allow before we go, because I'll be asking you serious questions.
Yeah.
It looks like the issue of corruption has become so big upon us, especially Africans, that we really don't know how to start fighting it back. When I look at this book, you say no to corruption.
Yeah.
I may not even know that I'm working in corruption. That's it. Then let me ask my colleagues, what do you want to add at this early level of saying no to corruption?
Well, I think the good pastor here has a huge job on his arms. How he's going to tell people to say no to corruption. Because for me, I believe that corruption is endemic. Corruption is in every strata of society. Corruption starts even from the very young child.
Yeah.
The orientation and the socialization of a young child from the beginning is to be corrupt. For example, the mother tells a lie in the house. The child believes that, when she says, when your dad is coming, just tell him this, tell him that. You've already taught the child how to lie.
Nat,
So it's a huge job you have on your hands.
what's your
I'm
take
interested
at
to
this
see
time? Because
what
we're
you're
still
gonna
scratching the topic.
Yeah.
What's your take about corruption, especially with Africans?
He doesn't believe it exists.
It does.
Nobody
It does. The thing I want to find out from the man of God,
Yeah.
corrupt people and corruption
Yeah.
are different things. Are they?
Corrupt people,
And
the
corruption,
one that practice corruption.
can they be different?
they are not different.
They can be different.
How about fighting corruption and fighting corrupt people?
Yeah, without going to philosophical, I mean,
What do you mean fighting corruption? If
A typical,
a
classic example.
bottle cannot carry itself, a book cannot lift itself.
corruption cannot be corruption itself
has to
without
be
people.
human factor.
No,
You
it-
can't
li-
separate.
like what Lady Amy was saying.
Yeah.
Talking from a sociological point of view.
Yeah.
It's endemic.
It's like when you repeat a certain behavior,
Yeah.
it takes a pattern.
Yes.
And if you do it consecutively for 28 days,
Yes.
it becomes part
You
of
become
your
part of yourself.
Yeah.
Becomes
Yes.
a habit. Yeah.
Can you put corruption in that context?
That's why I
Yes,
say he has
I
a
know.
hard job on his hands. Because
Yes,
when
I
you start
know.
fighting,
But the truth remains that corruption, like I said, is not is revealed when you get to a level. But the truth is that corruption is a lifestyle that you have imbibed.
I think I'm coming to that
In
lifestyle.
one way or the other.
Corruption
It's
becomes
a-
a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Otumba, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I would really love to have read the book. So
You will get a copy.
Yeah, probably my contribution may be different. But let me say this to Pastor.
Yeah.
For me, if with your indulgence also, I want to add that. Will you agree with me that issue of corruption, whether the practitioner or the corruption itself, is issue of a twist in the brain?
No, it's not a twist in the brain.
And I'll tell you what I mean by I'm happy if you don't agree with me,
Yeah.
adding that to your definition of corruption. For me, you are saying that somebody who chooses to take thing that does not belong to him and using it for something he knows is not going to benefit anybody and so on and so forth. For me, it must be something you need to think from your brain. As if I choose to take bribe from you because I want to please the uncle, you understand me?
Yeah.
I know from my head
Yeah.
that I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a mental issue.
It's not I mean, it's not. It's I don't know, because when you are talking about mental issue, like I said, people think the way you think is who you are.
Okay,
Do you understand?
Let me make the question simpler.
Okay.
Can a
Maybe that will
person
help.
be born corrupt?
No.
Or you are born, or you pick up corruption?
So
No.
you left it to your thinking, your
No.
device.
No,
you
it's
can't be
societal.
born corrupt.
Don't go to society here. Let's start from
Let
individual.
let the expert answer
No,
the
you
question.
you can't be born corrupt. You can say the environment push you to corruption and so on and so forth, and that is also verbose. That's what we are saying. You can't say that one. She says something. The way you are brought up matters. The way you are taught matters. But you also need to give yourself a rebirth. Because even if every factor is there, and you now say, look, by your own knowledge, this is not good. It talks about absolutes. Some people will tell you they don't believe in absolute. You can't say you don't believe in absolutes. Even God who made us gave us conscience. You know something is right, you know something is wrong. When you know something is wrong and you are doing it, that is corruption. That's why in the last government, when they were talking about stealing is not corruption. So what is stealing? So what is corruption? It's absolute nonsense. You know, so what do you want to call stealing? How do you say corruption when you are not stealing?
Dr. Dada,
Yes.
so what is in this book?
This book, thank you very much. This book is a fictional novel.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's primarily targeting the youth. And this is my stake. In 1979, as a country, I was in the university. We were being ruled as Nigerians by the military. And what was touted to us then was that, look, the military is very corrupt. If we are able to get to a civilian democratic system, we will have the development. That because the military is corrupt, there is too much cover up. That's why we have not developed. And now we have had that coup d'etat or whatever, but at the end of the day, we have been ruled by democratic setting. The issue is, are we better?
Okay.
The fact is that we are not better. Okay, if we are not better, so is it the dictatorship or the democracy that is it? No, it is the human factor. It is the operators. So whether you are using prime ministership or executive governorship or military status, if the person involved does not see that, look, this is a lifestyle I don't want to, it will not work. Now, this is where I'm going. People like the past president of Nigeria, Jonathan, was 19 years old in 1979. There is no way he could have thought that he will become the president. And now he found himself in the saddle of power. What I'm trying to say by this book is, look, we don't know who will rule Nigeria in the next 20 years, 30 years.
That's correct. That's very correct.
Such a person, if we are able to teach him that, look, this is what corruption has done for us. This is how it has ruined us. This is how it has not enabled us to develop. I mean, we are a nation highly endowed, intellectually endowed, human resources endowed, natural resources endowed, but we have not made any good use of that one. So whoever is coming up, if they believe that corruption has been the bane, and we are able to get those ones to say, look, say no to corruption, don't give a bribe, don't live that lifestyle. Live by what? Your content. Don't,
Okay.
you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
We'll be able
I'm going
push
to ask
ourselves.
you a question.
Yeah.
Have you been able to sell this book where it should sell? I'm talking of a country like Nigeria. This should be a hot cake because the federal government is saying no to corruption and they're doing everything, but this is the place to sell this book.
Thank you very much.
Why are you laughing, sir?
I'm laughing because I live in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm not writing this book only for Nigeria.
Yeah.
I'm writing it globally because
But your root is Nigeria. That's why I'm asking.
my root is Nigeria. So I know that this is one thing that has destroyed Nigeria. So I have Nigeria behind me. Even all my experiences and the manuscripts format is Nigerian based and some other places. But what I'm saying is this. I went to some companies which I cannot mention, on television to say, look, this is the book I've written. Printing it in America, shipping it to Nigeria will be very costly. I need you to print this book for me. The 3 companies rejected it.
Hey,
they told me that, look, they can't sell a book on no corruption in Nigeria. Nobody's going to buy it.
And the government is saying no to corruption.
No, this is this current government. It's this current government that is, I published this book in 2014. It's more or less a prophetic thing. This current government is now saying no to corruption. So this is just like a tool for them. You are saying what I'm saying.
Do you think it will sell in Nigeria now that the Buhari government is saying no to corruption?
Two sides to that, because I'm just coming from Nigeria.
Okay.
And I've been looking for a way to reach the government with the book. And some of my friends say, look, the reason is not that you can't reach these people, is that the people themselves, they cannot promote say no to corruption because their hands are already soiled. But I'm not the person that gives up. Just like I said, I believe we are going to get there. The truth is that this is the opportunity for the country to use things like this. Let me say what I mean by that. Right now, we have a government that discovered that some people have stolen millions of dollars.
We have to round up.
Yes, so sir, they've stolen millions of dollars. You are trying to prosecute them. You are trying to jail them. It's like crisis management. What we want is let them not steal. So this is to train the people not to steal. There is not much of what you can recover. Even if you put them in jail, if you recover a little, the litigation system and all those things are not working for you. So your best bet is, I'm not saying that some people are not redeemable, but these current ones are too corrupt. They are dry fish.
Okay, let me quickly ask you, because we're here. I'll come to you in a second.
So
if somebody is to get in contact with you, what does he do?
I think I gave my information.
Yeah, you have to. I want you to give
it's
it
online, www.amazon.com, Noble and Beans, www.autohouse.
To the rescue. Say no to corruption.
You Google my name and to the rescue, say no to corruption. You must delay that it will come out. You'll be able to buy it. It's also on our website, www.cscbetter.com. My email is also there, amos.dada@gmail.com.
Okay.
And my phone numbers, all those ones are available. And in the UK here also, I have some friends that can get it.
Otumba, your last thing.
Again, like I said, I have no chance to go until later.
Yeah.
What are your recommendations for making corruption,
Fighting corruption.
or fighting corruption?
My recommendations are this. Teach the young ones that, look, materialism is not the key. Teach the young ones, which is what I put those one. Look, as much as possible.
Who are these young ones? What's their age?
I'm talking about age.
Yeah.
Anybody from that can read.
From 5 upward.
Because that's when they are forming their lives. That's their formative. Teach them from day one.
But Lady Yemi said the 5-year-old, the mother is lying, the father is lying.
That's what
we are talking about.
The diesel with which they put into their generator was from the stolen money from the office.
That's what we are saying. By their lifestyle, the parents by their lifestyle, the teachers by their lifestyle, the industrialists by their lifestyle, the pastors by their lifestyle. And let me also chip in. Pastors have a key role here in training the people, not living ostentatious lives, in training the people that, look, we can live within our means. We can do what is necessary rather than promoting.
We have so many
uncertainty
questions.
lives.
Do you think this will happen in our lifetime? You and I.
I'm
talking of Nigeria.
I've never been a pessimistic.
Yeah.
I believe in this government. They are going to make a change. I pray for them that they are able to make a change.
Yeah, prayer is good, but belief is another.
Yeah, well, that's not the issue now. The truth is that you're asking whether this can win our lifestyle.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, is that I am believing that today there could be change. Even you that you are watching this now, you begin to take a step. You begin to take, it's not about 30 years alone. You are now that you are here, we are not just talking for talking sake. We are saying that if you know you are corrupt, if you know you are doing things that, look, is not helping the nation. It's not helping your children. It's not helping the community. Change.
Yeah, but
Do it now.
when you look at myriads of problems like Fulani herdsmen,
Yeah.
they're killing people in the southwest, in the middle belt, and the government is turning a blind eye, and that is a form of corruption
Yeah.
because it's destroying the
That
nation.
is the change. They need to focus on it. I was with.
But they don't even know that they're doing a wrong thing. That's another issue.
But that's why you are. That's why you have this platform.
The other thing
This
is,
platform is
will
to
you
educate the people.
Will you agree with me, sir, that it's the parents that need to be cleansed, not the children? The children, I mean the parents, because you are saying that these children
The
should
parent-
be imbibed.
The
They
parents have a factor. The children
children.
have
I think-
factor.
But it has to be the parents.
I think
Yes,
the
yes.
society-
This
parents
part,
have to be
this
clean.
part, please.
The children have to be teachable.
Yes.
But the parents have to be.
They have to be clean first.
They have to be clean. They have to learn what we are talking about and live it.
We're not saying
And
you are
I
saying
want to
this.
say something
You are not
about
saying you're-
herdsmen because of opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I was in Nigeria and I'm talking about this herdsmen. And how do they manage meat and cows here in UK? How do they manage it in
Without
America?
killing people.
Without killing people. They have ranches.
Without
They have ranches.
rifles
And
and
they don't have
ammunition.
AK-47.
No, it's not even
Without
you
ammunition.
have a field. One of the greenery things you see here is the field there. So that's all that we need to do. Build ranches for them. You know, unfortunately, it's just the little boys who are following them that we see. The big man who has the cow is the one who should make the investment to build ranches.
No. They said the government will build ranches for them all over the states.
It's
They
not,
can
it's-
take
it's-
anybody's
it's-
land.
it's-
Let me take
it's-
from that.
I mean,
We'll come back. Yes, now.
I've not read your book.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Ladies first, thank you. I was just about to say before I was interrupted that it's a good thing, you know, what the pastor is saying. It sounds very good in theory, but when we look at it practically, it's
Yeah.
a societal thing.
yeah.
I don't know which generation you want to target. Even when you say 5 years old, 5 years old has got his own mindset already. So it's the reorientation of a whole nation. It's not going to be a one person. It's not going to be an individual thing now. Because when you tell a child, do not lie, do not steal, and he goes out from home,
Yeah,
and the
and since
society is, if he doesn't steal, he can't get anything.
He's
If he
even
doesn't
hungry.
lie, he can't get anything. So all your teachings becomes, you know,
Okay,
No,
no,
It's not realistic, it's not practical.
not in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just going to say, I don't know whether your book addressed this issue of why are people corrupt.
Of
One.
course.
Two, you don't address the value system.
Yes.
Okay, because they are linked up.
Why are people corrupt?
because the society is
No.
Let
The
it
bulk of the people are corrupt because they think they don't have a way to live. There's no food. How do I get money? How do I get this one?
Bread and butter.
Bread and butter, you know? And I'm coming from the pastoral angle that before God made man, he has made provision for us. You don't need to steal to live. This is Africa. We are not too developed. There are nations that are developed. The food they are wasting, it can be brought in until those people get there. So God has a way of feeding people. I use one scripture, Psalm 136 verse 25. It says, I give food to the flesh. That's God. Before God made man 5 days, everything that humanity will need, he has made it. So the fact that you see some people, they will say that because they don't have job, that's why they went into prostitution. Before they do it, that's why no, you have alternatives. You choose to do the wrong thing.
Well,
choose the right thing, follow the right thing, God will make a way for you.
Dr. Dada,
Yes.
it's been wonderful. It's been good. What you have said is absolutely correct. We should all say no to corruption. And wherever you are listening to us, there is no alternative to saying no to corruption. Corruption is evil. Corruption is demonic. Corruption will destroy the future, even will destroy the present. We have seen examples from Africa where they remain underdeveloped, and as long as corruption is in Africa, it will remain underdeveloped. Developed countries, they came out of corruption and I'm talking of the United Kingdom about 250 years ago, they came out of corruption and decided to punish anyone who goes corrupt. And it's a great task. And we want to commend Dr. Amos Dele Dada, the pastor of CAC Bethel in Toronto, Canada, for coming to enlighten this one in our hearing. And we hope in days to come, perhaps next week, if I can still have you back, if you're still around, I want to bring you to life so that people can phone you and then challenge you, because you will know that corruption can fight back. And so the people will call in, and then you will face them, and then we'll know. It's on this note, I want to thank you, my colleagues, for handling this program effectively well. Well, don't forget the Leicester fairy tale. The underdog could actually be the top dog. The hopeless could actually be the winner. I wish you are a winner. My name is Shegun Johnson. Until the next time, stay blessed. Welcome to You Decide. We give you information, facts, and analysis. And I have with me here Otumba Bode Oseni.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for having me.
Good morning, Doc. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Doctor. Good morning, viewers.
Thank you, my Lord Spiritual.
You're welcome. Do we decide? No, you decide.